it's very powerful when you do things as a group and as a community. When I first was introduced to spirituality, it was a group of us, and we would get together. I mean, some of us I wasn't even 21 yet, and we would get together and we would learn about different things. We learn about how to eat. We would learn about tantra. We would learn about spiritual readings. We would learn about everything. But we would do stuff as a group. And when we had these different elders that would come and teach us, after they taught us, we would always do something together as a group afterwards. And it's very powerful. Like we've done group meditation together. We've done tantric sessions together. And tantra is not just all about taking the clothes off. So it's really an energy session. Very similar to Reiki. So we would do these things together, and it was very powerful that we were so young doing these things. And what I also remember is there's a bond between us because we did that together. Like I still see some of them on Facebook, and found somebody on Instagram recently, and although we don't speak every day or we don't have each other's phone number, we have those experiences that bonded us together. It was a very communal thing. Like it's hard to put into words to do it together. And I know I see y'all come on here and y'all say good morning family, and y'all have built a relationship with each other just from being on my lives. So coming together in prayer, y'all witnessed that on the phone. That's where the connection really started. Coming together in a meditation. Like I said, I know y'all hear me do the guided meditations on Patreon. But for us to be present in the moment doing a guided meditation together is a whole different level of connectiveness that happens. Because we connect in collective consciousness, and we're all focused on one activity at the same time. It's a very powerful thing, okay? It's very, very powerful. So I think that'll be really cool. I think it'll be a good experience. Regardless of whatever happens, right? You guys have built memories with us doing this together. Y'all have built a bond already. You know what I mean? Let's just, say that not speaking it into existence, this is an example, but if this platform was to stop, if we was to stop this, y'all have these lasting memories and these bonds and connections that y'all have made with each other, made during this time, made with me, I've made with y'all. Those are very memorable and very positive, good energy, right? So I think us doing a collective meditation together in a very intimate kind of way, not just here on IG. I want us to be able to talk to each other afterwards. I want us to be able to communicate. I want us to be able to talk about our experiences. So I'm thinking that Zoom will probably be the best platform to do that on. And I want to definitely do that this month. I'm working towards doing a private live, at least one in Patreon a month. Still trying to get the flow of things and make sure I'm doing everything. But, I just shared to my story, and you all will see that. Watch my story that Dr. Gibson posted. The best offering you can give, to the gods and the goddesses, and even to yourself and to each other, is your time. It's your time. That is the best offering you can give. And with all the changes that's been going on in my life, I have not been meditating like I typically would, because if started meditation and fall asleep because I was tired. But I went into a really deep meditation last night, which was really good, and talked to Obatala. Y'all know Obatala is my meditation guy, and he explained to me, he said, your body is really depleted and you're gonna need some rest. So I'm like, okay. So I've been resting, and in my dreams, Dr. Gibson's wife, Kathy Gibson, I don't know, I know some of you follow his stuff, but when you're a student of, Dr. Gibson and Kathy Gibson, the spiritual masters, they come to you in your dreams, and do teaching sessions. They come to you in your dreams. A lot of their work with us as students is in the dream realm. So there's a lot of times that I have conversations with him about whatever I'm going through, about my experiences, and I talk to him in a dream, and I always remember when they visit me in dreams. So she visited me in my dream this morning while I was resting, and was telling me I need to take in more energy from the sun. So that's what I really, really need. So it's really dope, right? It's really dope. You know, Batila's like, hey, your energy's depleted. You need to rest. Then my spiritual mama's like, hey, well, not in the, you know, my spiritual teacher mama is like, you need to take in some sun. And that is one of the things that that they teach a lot. I wasn't present when they did a lot of the teachings on the sun, so I have a lot to learn in that area and taking in the sun. So I'm saying all of this to say just the profound things that happen during meditation, the answers that you get, the listening that happens, and how it lines up. I did that meditation last night. I get an answer by the morning. So we've all prayed together. You know, we've really prayed together. We've had some true connectiveness, some true heartfelt prayers together. We've connected together in prayer. We've all been on the phone and prayed, not just me praying, but all of us taking turns praying. And, you know, and that's built this connectiveness between us. So, you know, getting that download about the meditation when I started the live, I think it'll be really, really good for us to do that meditation together, especially on Patreon. My goal on Patreon is to make it a community. I want it to be a community. You know, I know that I'm thankful that I had a community of friends while I'm in college. I'm a college student, okay? I was 19 years old when I was introduced formally to a lot of spiritual practices and spiritual things, and learning about who I am, learning about more science, learning about anything you could think of that they consider consciousness. I started learning it when I was 19. And what made the experience more acceptable and easy to go through is that it was a group of us doing it at the same time. It wasn't like, okay, you crazy. We wasn't like Neo in the Matrix, where he's like having to do so much in secrecy. He didn't have anybody to talk to about it. He would spend a lot of time by himself with this, trying to figure out who Morpheus was. Well, we had each other to talk about it. We would come together, we would learn, and then we could talk to each other about it. We had experiences that we only would talk to each other about. We would see each other at parties and at restaurants and stuff, but we knew we had an experience and situations that we was going through that we couldn't even speak to the other students about. It would go over their head. We knew that. And having that community was very good, you know, processing what was taught to us and then being able to get together amongst ourselves and then just politic, as they say. The men were more into the whole conversing a lot about it, whereas the women, we was a little different. It was very feminine, masculine, very, very extreme. We embodied those. The females really embodied feminine, the men really embodied the masculine. The men would debate about stuff and topics, but it was cool to get together and be able to converse and talk to each other about what was happening, okay? And I want to have that for you all. You know, that's not something I ever even imagined would happen for me, just being obedient, doing the prayer, getting on live, you know, talking to you all. Like, that's something I never imagined, that it would build that community amongst each other. So that's what I really want to do for Patreon. And I had a friend of mine from college, you know, he was the one that told me about it. He was like, oh, you should get on Patreon, blah, blah. I'm like, what is this? And this was like back in April or May. And he was like, this is what you do with it, set it up. You know, you could put your stuff there, you could get a community. And I'm like, okay, you know, and I just followed through what he said. I never knew exactly what it was going to bloom into. So, and it's still blooming and it's still growing, but I want us to have a community. I know that it's very much so in an app or on a computer, but that's why I want to do the private lives. I want us to do the private meditation so that we can have that connectiveness and so that we can build a community amongst each other. And I'm just going to see what it grows into and go from there. You was 19 too, Rachel? Yeah, I don't know. I guess that 9, something about that 9, the completion and beginning is something about that. Like, I've had spiritual experiences before then, don't get me wrong. But to actually formally start getting taught by teachers, to I met my first spiritual teacher that I met with one-on-one. I met her when I was 19 years old. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm gonna work towards creating that community. And Bossy Bruja, which most of y'all know, she was a part of that community with me. That's how I met her. That's how I met her there, and then a group of us became roommates because we understood that we weren't like everybody else, right? So then we're like, hey, we should all be roommates because we all know we're a little different and whatever. So it was a group of us that were roommates that came from that community. So because of that community, we ended up living together. And two of the girls that was roommates with us, I still speak to this day, which, you know, Bossy is one of them. And Bossy is doing the same thing with creating the community amongst the women. You know, that's why she's all about the women and femininity and things like that, because we had that. We had the group as a collective, but the men would do stuff and the women, we would do stuff too. We was kind of just into the feminine essence of stuff. There was other feminine women in the community that would teach us about herbs and teach us about taking care of ourselves and the divine feminine, and we would get together, have sleepovers, and it was really cool experience. It was really, really cool experience. Ouch. Really cool experience. So you feel off when I talk about the moon and magic with people because they give me this silent look. Yeah, it's just something that is not for everybody. So to have a community in place to speak about it and stuff is cool. The internet's cool. You know, this didn't exist then. So I was very thankful to find those type of people, you know, when I was in college. Twitter had just got invented while I was in college. When I started college, there was only Facebook and MySpace, and I'm sure some of y'all probably didn't have any of this when y'all was growing up. So I feel like the internet has allowed us to connect with these people, and it's a blessing. So, you know, let's utilize it. Let's figure out how to continue to grow this community. And I didn't mean to be that long-winded about it, but I guess it is what it is. So today we're going to do Q&A. I'm going to start with Shalana. Shalana's not here, but I'm going to answer her question. She's been talking about having ringing in her ears, okay? So this can be multiple things, and I think I've touched on this before. I don't remember which live, but I know I was in this house. It was a little bit that I touched on it. So I'm going to start with this first, which I learned from, I don't know if any of you all know Dr. Blair. He's no longer with us, but he taught some major... He taught some major things. He brought to light some major things, okay? And I had the privilege of meeting him in person. He was one of the teachers that came to Greensboro and talked to us. And this is what I'm about to tell you is what he taught me during this talk. He walked us through this beautiful meditation, and just amazing, okay? Very, very amazing and brilliant man. Very brilliant man. So Dr. Blair was the one who introduced me and taught me that we all have a sound. We are vibrating. If something vibrates, it makes a sound. We all have a unique sound. And during that time, he took us into meditation for us to go into ourselves and hear what we sound like. It was beautiful. So sometimes, depending on the type of sound you hear in your ears, if it's a ringing, if it's a high-pitched noise, if you hear these sounds, you're hearing yourself. You're hearing yourself. I'm not saying every time. I'm about to give you multiple different scenarios of what the sounds could be. But this is one of them, is hearing your sound. What do you sound like? The stars make sounds. The planets make sounds. Plants make sounds. Everything around us is vibrating, okay? And understand that. Understand that all of the things, the physical things are vibrating. My cup, this has a vibration. All of this stuff is vibrating. And I'm getting a little bit into quantum physics, okay? We're all vibrating. We're actually not really touching each other. It's our energetic fields that are meeting, okay? Not gonna get too deep because I don't want to lose you all. But understand that everything is vibrating and vibrating at different speeds, which goes to the law of vibration and then trickles into the law of attraction, okay? That's all quantum physics. It's science. We talk about it in a spiritual way, but it can be proven through quantum physics. It's real, okay? So we're all vibrating and everything has a sound. If some of you may have seen, there's a videos on YouTube where they put mics on plants and you can hear the sounds that the plants are making. Okay, we all have a sound. We all vibrate and have a sound. Now, we interact with the world based off how we feel, what we pick up. We pick up on vibrations. That's why, you know, you can feel somebody's energy and you're like, it doesn't feel right. Or you feel somebody's energy and say, oh, they're pure love. You can feel the vibration. That vibration and that energy also has a sound, okay? So how do you find out if you are hearing your sound? And some of you might be like, oh, I don't want to do this, but meditation. Getting into a place where you get still within yourself, connecting with your breath, okay? Walking through the process of literally going within yourself when you close your eyes, getting in tune with parts of yourself, with the blood rushing through your body, with your heartbeat, with your lungs moving, getting in tune with what's actually happening inside of your body, and allowing yourself to be still in that moment, and allowing yourself to see if you hear a sound, your vibration. It may not happen the first time you do it. You may have to do it a few times, especially quieting your thoughts if you don't meditate on a regular basis to get into that. So I would say start with, you know, connecting with your heartbeat. What does that sound like? What does that feel like? Connecting with the breath in your lungs. Then getting down to being able to hear the blood rushing through your veins. And then hearing your bones. This is very similar to what Dr. Blair walked us through in the meditation. It was just like your bones have a sound too. It was really cool. So if the sound sounds similar to what you hear, then it's a sound coming from you. If not, okay, we're going to go to the next thing. So another thing that you could be picking up on sounds is you could be picking up on sounds and things around you, okay? It may be, like I said, everything has a sound, everything has a vibration. So you may be picking up on the sounds of something around you. You also may be not just physically around you, but spiritually around you. You may be connecting to celestial energies that aren't here. You know, part of ourselves is here and part of ourselves are not here, okay? And this is one of these conversations that's about to be abstract, okay? So you know that the spirit never leaves God, and our soul is what comes into the body. And we don't have all the parts of our soul here. We live in different dimensions. There's different parts of ourselves that are in different dimensions. There's different parts of ourselves that, like I said, stay with God. There's different parts of ourselves that reside in different places. So you may be picking up on sounds and vibrations from celestial energies from other places, or from things around you, okay? So that's another reason why you might have ringing in the ear. If you listen to some of the cleansing recordings, if you're listening to some of the type of recordings that I suggest to you, you may have embodied some of those sounds within yourself, and you are hearing a replica of that sound, which is an amazing thing, which means that you have downloaded that program within yourself, okay? In essence, you don't really need to listen to the recording. You have to learn to tap into that, but you may be hearing, because some of the recordings, for those of you that have them, they have different high-pitched sounds, they have different ringings and vibrations, okay? And some of you, if you've been listening to them over time, as you go through cleansings, as you go through spiritual cleanses, you will realize that you start hearing different parts, right? That's another thing. As you evolve as a person, as you evolve as a being, right? As you let go of things that don't serve you, as you let go of attaching spirits, as you clear your space and your energy, and your vibration begins to rise, right? Your vibration begins to rise. You will begin to hear certain things that you didn't hear before. Just like with your vision, you may see certain things that you didn't see before. It's the same thing with hearing. You'll be able to hear stuff that you didn't hear before. Okay, you'll be able to be in tune with things around you, okay, that you didn't hear before. Okay, so Tara says that makes sense because I heard it after listening to a type of recording overnight. Yeah, so I want y'all to continue to expand your consciousness. Continue to just know that anything's possible. Okay, know that anything's possible. one of the things you have to understand about your brain is that if the computer, right? The computer was created as a copy of how the human brain works, okay? So just like you get downloads, uploads, just like you put a program there, that language and that way the computer functions is how our human brain functions, okay? So the subconscious mind picks up everything. Things can be downloaded into you and stay there. Just like you can download something on your computer and it stays there. That concept came from how the human brain works, okay? That's how we work as humans. That's getting a download. I use that terminology a lot. It's serious. So it's just a lot more spiritual. It's a lot more it's not physical per se as the computer is, right? So the download, when I'm saying I'm getting a download, there is angelic energy, there's God and goddess energy, there's higher vibrating energy that is literally coming down and downloading it, okay, into me, download it into my being. So you can download these things, these sounds, these things into you, right? And I learned that from being a musician too. I learned that it creates a memory. As a musician, if anybody listening to this is a musician, you will create memories of playing a musical piece. You will create, it becomes a memory, it becomes a part of you. Or a better example is like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride a bike, you always know how to ride a bike. You might have to get in the groove of doing your little tricks and stuff, but you never forget it because that program is inside of you. It's the same thing with these cleanses. It's the same thing with these spiritual things that you do when you do repetition. The program's there. Let's tie it back into when I say it takes 62 to 90 days to reprogram a neural path in the brain. That's all the same thing, right? You know, yesterday I spoke about that too. A lot of the stuff that I'm saying, I'm giving it to you in different ways, but it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. That's why repetition and consistency, you create a neural path. Some things download a lot easier into us than others. There's some things that's blocking us, right? There's viruses, there's etc. Those things, no different than what you hear in a computer. The computer was made after a human, okay? So I listen to them every day, so it makes a lot of sense. I have begun to pick up on so much more. Yes, you will. I do not know how to ride a bike, but I did as a kid. That's interesting that you actually forgot. It's simple. But it's usually a memory that is there. It's usually a memory that is there. And I think, especially since you have a fear of driving, Sybil, I think it has more to do with the fear than anything, with the memory. But typically, when you are programmed to do something, unless there's something blocking the program, you won't forget how to do it. Blinking is a program. You don't even have to think to do it. Or, you know, I'll use the example, this doesn't apply to you, Sybil, because you don't drive, but when you're driving and when you live someplace, you program yourself to driving home. And I know many of you have probably seen, there's been situations where you went home and didn't expect to go home. Okay? So, it's just a programming. So yeah, Sybil, I think you're a very special case, honey. The fact that you forgot how to do multiple things that you did. But typically, I'm just going to say in general, when you learn how to do something, it creates a memory, it creates a program within you to continue to do. So, yeah, that explains the whole ringing in the ear, or some of the sounds that you possibly could hear when you hear the ringing in your ear. I say don't be alarmed by it. Sometimes I hear stuff and I don't pay it any attention. It'll start and then I'll just keep doing whatever it is that I'm physically doing. So, do we have any questions? Like I said, we're going to do Q&A today. So if you have questions, go ahead and let me know what your question is and I can answer that question for Shalana. So you have drove before, Sybil. I think you have some special stuff going on. So while I'm waiting for you all to go ahead and put your questions in, I want to go ahead and read a prompt from my gratitude journal. And it's 365 prompts, okay? 365 days of prompts to help your mind stay focused on thankfulness. Gratitude journal, which is free. You can download it on my website, KenyattaAuset.com. So one of the prompts, because some of this stuff is real unique and interesting, so I'm sure some of you are probably like, what in the world? But think about it, 365 things to be grateful for. So here's the prompt we're going to read today. I am thankful for my teeth because. Thankful for your teeth, okay? That is something that, you probably don't think about on a regular basis. But why are we thankful for our teeth? Like, my teeth allow me to have a beautiful smile. My teeth allow me to eat foods that I want to eat, right? When I was a child, my teeth allowed me to get money, okay? Because when I lost a tooth, I used to put it under my pillow. So, I want y'all to think of that. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think, why would you be thankful for your teeth? And if you want to type it up here, you can type it up here. You went out for the night a few years ago. Your friend was drunk and we had to get home, so I drove her straight home. Kenyatta, I do not drive, you know this, but I got us home. Hey, you'll be surprised what happens when you got to do what you got to do under pressure, okay? Did I light my candle? I did not light my candle because I want my home clean. I'm the type of person that I like the home to be clean, and then I like candles. So I haven't even had the energy to clean the way I want to clean. Like, I want to put fresh sheets on my bed. I want to vacuum up this floor. I want to hang all my clothes up because there's stuff everywhere. I ain't gonna lie. I just haven't had the energy because I've been resting. But I want to have a clean space, and then I'm going to light my candle, okay? But it smells heavenly, okay? Heavenly, Lucy. I really appreciate it. Okay. Do I know anything about any of the gods of Mars? Do I know anything about the god of Mars? Okay. So, yes, Mars is on my altar. Mars rules Aries in astrology, and Mars is the god of war. Mars is very aggressive, okay? Very, very aggressive energy. It's interesting that you bring this up because in my destiny spread for the year, I am in what's called the Mars period. When you are dealing with things of legal pursuits, talk to Mars about it. It's a good god to talk to that about. Women, if you are dealing with things as it pertains to men or very aggressive men or anything very masculine, you can talk to Mars about that, okay? If you need help on how to approach a particular man about a situation, or if it's business or if it's legal or something like that, you can talk to Mars about it. Like I said, when it comes to the legal realm, Mars is all about that, okay? So you can definitely talk to Mars about legal stuff. Mars is, just to get into there, he's a warrior, okay? So he's about war, he's about protection, he's with my warriors. And I'm gonna be honest, Mars has been on my altar for 3 years, and I haven't spoken to him or heard him speak to me directly yet. And if you've been following me for a while, you've heard me talk about sometimes you will put gods and goddesses on your altar and they watch you for a while before they introduce themselves or before they show themselves to you. Well, Mars is one of those gods for me. We haven't had a direct one-on-one. But Mars also deals with very strong passion, okay? If you just think of a very passionate masculine energy, that is Mars. If you want to get into sexuality, very aggressive, passionate sex, that is Mars energy, that is Mars, okay? So just very masculine, very, very, very masculine. And even there's the god Aries and the god Mars are interchangeable, okay? But yes, he's very feisty, very just if you think of, if y'all ever watched like in the movie 300 or any of those ancient war movies, just those very, very masculine, don't hold their tongue type of guys, type of men. That is the god Mars, okay? Very rambunctious, very outspoken, very aggressive. Yeah, so that's what I could tell you about Mars and Mars energy. But he's on my altar, yeah, but I haven't we haven't had a direct connection yet. Okay. Now that I have Legba altar up, do I still go to the crossroads with offerings? Ask him, okay? Ask him. You can give stuff at the altar, but there may be something that he wants to receive at the crossroads. It just depends on what you're giving an offering for, if it's something special, what he may be doing with the offering. Because Legba, he's very humble. He receives stuff because it's just kind of like a principle behind it. He receives stuff more about the principle, like, okay, you understanding the gateway, you understanding that he stands at the crossroads, but he's also a very giving person. You know what I mean? You'll see Legba in the streets with the homeless, with those people that are considered, the lower lifestyle. So depending on what you're offering, he may be giving it to somebody else. Depending on what you're asking him to do, he may take that and give it to others to assist with the process. So talk to Legba directly, and ask him, if he wants particular offerings, especially if it's something big or if it's something that's not your usual things that you ask him about. Then just ask him, because the last time I can say I went to the crossroads is when I didn't have him set up in my home, and I actually took him a present. I wrapped it in wrapping paper. And in those, let me tell y'all right now, I don't do wrapping gifts too well. I feel like it's a talent to wrap gifts, but I literally wrapped his gift, put a bow on it, wrote to Legba, everything, and took it to the crossroads. That was a few years ago. I feel like that was about 5 years ago. Next question: where can I get pictures of the Jade Emperor and also your spiritual mother, Kismet? You can get the Jade Emperor pictures on Google, online. Just go through the pictures, put in the Jade Emperor on Google, go to the images tab, and look for an image that resonates with you. Kismet. I don't know if I remember us talking about that, but I guess we did talk about it. But look online. If you can't find it online, when all else fails, pray about it. We have not because we ask not. Ask, hey, where can I find this picture or a statue? Can you guide me? And sometimes it may take some time. I find beautiful things when I travel, and I know many of us aren't traveling as much right now, but some of the pieces that I have in my altar room I found from traveling, and it took time. Like, I don't have statues for everybody yet because I'm looking for the appropriate statues, so I have pictures for some people. So yes, that's what I've done. It took me a long time to find a nice picture of Fortuna, the goddess Fortuna, because a lot of times people get her mixed up with Lady Luck. Fortuna and Lady Luck are two different people. It took me some time. Like, I looked for some weeks, and I finally found the picture because they gave me a vision of what she should be looking like, which hand she should be holding the gold and should be coming out of, and I finally found it. But it's a process. Don't feel like you're rushed. Work towards it, and it'll come together in terms of that for the altar. Okay. Should I add a petition under the candle on his altar? If you want to. So here's my thing. Everybody has their own style of magic, right? It's no different than how we have our own style of cooking a meal, or your own style of doing hair, or your own style of dressing. We all have our own style and own way of working. There's no particular method that says you have to do it this way. So there's a basis, right? Okay, if you're making mac and cheese, we know that you need a pasta and we know that you need cheese, right? Those are the two bases of it, right? As long as you have the basic things, how you style it together. You have people that make mac and cheese with a cheese roux. You have people that make mac and cheese with just the cheese, the egg, and the milk. There's different styles of it, but the basis of the mac and cheese is the pasta and the cheese. And people use different types of pasta. Some people use the corkscrew pasta. Some people use the macaroni, the elbow macaroni. So when it comes to your practices and your magic, you light a candle. Some people dress the candle. Some people put oils in the candles. They add petitions under the candle. Some people, for me, I pray into the flame of the candle. You have your own style. The basis is the candle. The basis is, okay, this candle color and what I'm working with that. If you want to put the petition, you can. Some of the candles I work with, I actually carve into the candle. I will carve in the name, especially for healing work. I'll carve a name into it, date of birth. Like, you have your own style, but the basis is, when it comes to that, is the color and the candle. A good candle, not all candles are good in terms of just how they're made. Not some people throw candles together and they're not made well, they don't burn well. But if you want to put a petition under the candle, put a petition under the candle. Because some candles are in glass, some aren't. I have candles that I work with that aren't in glass, especially for healing work. Okay, flow with your intuition, flow with, like Lucy says, do what feels good to you. And Lucy's speaking from a Cancerian perspective, because we go through life with feelings. So, and let me interpret and translate that for all non-Cancer people. Follow your intuition, however your intuition comes to you. Got a lot of pictures online, Amazon and Google search. Yes, there's many places you can find pictures. So, yeah, I think that's all the questions that I see right now. But yeah, just follow, your intuition. For us Cancers, it's about feel. And you'll see that in any horoscope thing. Cancers feel. We interact with life by feeling. Okay. Are there some basic healing spells you can do for your father? Yes. Yes, there are. Wow. That's just because I have a whole book. So my brain is going very quickly right now. So give me a moment. One of the basic things. One of the basic things. One of the basic things we could start with. Okay, and some people may not see this as a spell, but one of the most basic things you can always do is go talk to the Medicine Buddha. Okay, the Medicine Buddha is a healer. And he likes to heal, and he doesn't even want an offering for it. He has much compassion for humans, and he pretty much works with all humans, okay? So, talking to the Medicine Buddha, that's one basic thing you could do. If y'all hear me during prayer, I always ask the Medicine Buddha to help those when we're praying for those that are in the hospital, that's sick and stuff like that. Archangel Raphael, he's also a healer too. So, talking to him about it, getting a candle, lighting it for him about it. Oh goodness, there are some spells. A lot of my healing spells, I'm gonna be honest, they're in books and they're written down. So, and some of them I have to see what the general population can do. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do, Brittany. I'm going to get one of those spells and I'm gonna post it in Patreon, okay? Because I have spells that I do. And because I do so many different spells, I need to be aware of which spells everybody can do. Because some spells the masses can't do. And I say this because some people have healing abilities. And with me having a healing ability, I'm able to do certain spells. So I want to give you one of the spells that everybody can do, that you'll have at least a 50% chance of getting a success rate out of it, okay? 50% chance or more. Understand that when you are doing healing spells, particularly healing spells, you may have to do it more than once before you get a response. I want y'all to think about Harry Potter. When they would learn new spells and they had to do the wand and stuff like that, they didn't always get the spell right the first time. They may not even got the incantation right that they had to do. They had to flick their wrist a certain way. They used to have to practice. That's why they was in school, depending on what they would learn. But it's the same thing in real life with spells. So what I will do is I will post a healing spell, because I need to go through my stuff and find a spell that I know that will work. I don't want to give you a spell and you're like, hey, there's nothing happening. I've done this spell like 100 times. So let me go through my stuff and I can do a spell that you can give y'all a spell. I'll post it in Patreon so everybody can see it. It'll be a basic spell that you have for healing. If you have the healing grid, let me go and get the healing grid. Some of you all I sent this healing grid to, which was a blessing. Here it is from my spiritual master, Dr. Gibson. This healing grid right here, if you place this in your home, actually I've had this on my TV all night while I was sleeping. I hooked my computer up and I put it on my TV while I was sleeping. This is a healing grid that Dr. Gibson had give out for free because he didn't do consultations anymore. If you close your eyes and put your hand over the grid, you're gonna, whether you feel it or not, you're gonna take in healing energy from this. If you're completely healed, then what it will do is it will start to reconstruct and regenerate your DNA structure, to help regenerate your body, regenerate your DNA, regenerate. So Brittany needs the healing. Also, I guess she's asking for her father, but LaChauncey says you can clean your head with a coconut. I'm not sure if that's just for her or I'll post it in Patreon. I'll post this grid in Patreon and I'll post the spell in Patreon. So I don't have to worry about trying to email it to everybody. Yes, that's another one. The blue one with the birds and the water. I don't have that on my phone. With that one, you can, actually, that picture's in Patreon. That picture, the Patreon post that I did with the abortion ritual and spell, that picture is a healing grid. If you print that out, and you place a picture, you can place a picture of your father on that. That will help with healing also. Thank you, Sybil, for reminding me. Yes, it is a healing grid. Hi, Shalana. So yeah, Brittany, LaChauncey said clean your head with the coconut. So yes, in Patreon, there's, yeah. So, but I'll post this grid. I have this on the background of my phone just so I can pull energy from it when I need to, just because I've been, my energy's been depleted. And I'm going to get it together, okay? I know, I feel like I've been going through this for a little while. I'm going to get it together. On and off. So yeah, she can print that out, the one that you sent, Sybil. If you print that out and put a picture of your father on there, you could put samples, like for me on that grid that Sybil's talking about. I put my hair samples on it. I have pictures, my hair samples, all of that stuff is on there. So yeah, but I'll post it in Patreon, and I'll look for a spell. So this is why the community is good. So if you aren't a part of the Patreon community, please join the community so that you can, you know, get in on this good stuff that we're talking about. Okay. So you found the key for Legba. She says for him, but she's talking about Legba. How does she charge it? Well, first and foremost, what we do is clean, okay? If you have some Florida water, or if you have the spirit attachment removal recording, clean the energy of the key, okay? Clean the energy of the key. And what you do to charge it is just pray. You know, put your hands on it, pray. You know, say who the intention is for with it, and work with it over time. Understand that as you build your spiritual and magical energy, you can build the magical tools around you. It may not be something that happens overnight. But as you pray to him, when you go to the altar, hold his key and talk to him, pray to him, you build it. You build the energy into the key. Okay. So, yeah, that's how you can charge that, particularly for Legba. That is a healing grid, Shalana. I'm going to post, Shalana, you in Patreon. So just look out for post in Patreon. And I'm going to post that healing grid that I just had up. See, so you already on the right track, Sybil. You already cleaned it and all that kind of stuff. So you already on the right track. I'm going to post that healing grid and all of those stuff, and there'll be a description with it in Patreon. So, yeah. I think that's all the questions that I have right now. So nobody want to say why they're thankful for their teeth? I know I mentioned that. I'm so thankful for my teeth because that's one of the gratitude prompts from my gratitude journal. And if you need a little help, just let's think about what life would be like without your teeth. Imagine me being on here talking and I don't have no teeth. Oh, I'll be so self-conscious. I will probably have fake teeth in, or wouldn't be able to eat. You have to eat soft stuff. It's something to be thankful for. Very, very thankful for my teeth. Very thankful for that. Very thankful for what my teeth allow me to do. For physical appearance, that's my main gratitude. That's my main gratitude. I don't want to know what my mouth would look like without my teeth. Okay, so I'm thankful that I have teeth. I'm thankful that they add to my beautiful smile. I'm truly thankful and grateful for that. Yes. So that's all the questions that I see. And you thankful for your teeth because you don't have all of them in the back. You ate too much candy as a child. You thankful for your teeth because you have a beautiful smile. Yes. They balance out your big pretty cheeks. Yes, you're thankful for your teeth because it helps you eat so you can break down your food. I'm grateful for my teeth. You have a beautiful smile. See, so many things to have gratitude for, right? Even your teeth. Excuse me. So I'm gonna post this healing stuff in the Patreon. Patreon members, go ahead and start preparing for winter solstice. I'm doing spells for winter solstice. It's posted in there. If you're not a member, become a member so you can get access to some of these things so that we can prepare for the season changing. Okay, I am thankful for my teeth because I get to have a beautiful smile. I can eat amazing foods. They allow me to speak clearly and educate your words. Yes, enunciate, excuse me. Enunciate your words. That is so true. I can't even imagine what it would be like without teeth, and I don't want to. So I'm thankful I have them. I'm thankful they're here. I'm thankful that I was made with a beautiful smile. So yes, why are we thankful for our teeth? We have many reasons to be thankful for our teeth. If you haven't downloaded the book, please go ahead and download it. Also, and maybe not in the next few weeks, but soon I'm going to be taking requests for spiritual baths, the types of spiritual baths that you want, the type of spiritual baths that you want to see. So just start thinking about that. Be on the lookout for it so I can start working on it. Yeah, start working through it. Shalana says, I'm just sharing, I had a nightmare last night. Ooh, I could hear someone breathing by my neck, so I grabbed whoever it was by the neck and woke up ready to attack. Yeah, it sounds like your soul was traveling somewhere a little crazy. I be waking myself up when I do that. But you can play the miracle prayer while you're sleeping. That helps. I have protective stuff. My medallions go with me when I sleep. They're under my bed and pillow, okay? I don't play. So, you can say a prayer. Make sure you travel to safe places and things like that so that you aren't having those types of nightmares and go in all kinds of crazy places. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today, y'all. Make sure you get your spiritual baths. They're 50% off for the rest of the month. The aura cleanse, the protection bath, the shower cleanse, the refresh bath. My general readings are 50% off for the rest of the month. So if you want a reading, go ahead and do that. Yeah, we have good stuff. Yeah, you'll see a difference too when you don't have those recordings playing. She didn't have her Tyro playing last night. I don't play about my recordings. I like to have them playing in my sleep, or at least my medallions. I have a grid under my platonic devices under my bed too. But yes, today was good. I can't believe it's Thursday already. You bought a cat, Lucy? Wow. That's cool. I don't do cats. But I respect them. I'll say that. I respect them, but I am not a cat person, but I respect them. Which baths I say is good when you come in contact with a lot of people? Honestly, all of them. All of them, Tiara. But for daily usage, I said it's like easy for you to do the shower cleanse is good. That's good. The protection bath is good because it cleanses negative energy. The removing attaching spirits bath is a deep clean. Okay, that's something you should do once a month. But like on a regular basis, the protection bath and the shower cleanse are good for like using as needed. The refresh bath is good for like tension and stress, whether it's your mind, body, or soul. It's a good bath for you to meditate. Let's just say you want to refresh, reset, and you want to do a meditation during the bath, then get the refresh bath. Okay, it smells heavenly. Okay, like listen, I will sit and just smell that bath. Like it smells so good. It smells so good. The other baths are more about cleaning. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily all pretty and stuff like that, but it gets the job done. But the refresh bath smells really, really good. She's been protecting you. That's good. You don't like cats, but you was told to do so. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. She's been protecting you. That's good. The 11 hertz helps. 111 hertz helps you sleep peacefully and you wake up refreshed. That's good. Cats are sneaky. The one for customer service, excuse me. The one for customer service, that's the shower cleanse. Yeah, definitely. Shower cleanse. I actually don't have a picture of my shower cleanse. I have to get a picture of it. That's the one you should get. You're a dog person. Her name is, you have a cat named Luna. Oh. Moon is her name. Oh, that's nice. Well, welcome the cat to the family. My screen is doing something weird. Here we go. You leave for Maryland on Saturday. You'll be ordering a protection soon. Yes. And you need to be doing, if you're working in the hospital too, again, Shalon, you need to get that attaching spirit, removing attaching spirit, spiritual bath. For sure. Yeah, that you're going to need. So protection will be good. And attaching spirits, major, like anybody that works like in nursing homes, anybody that's working around a place where there's a lot of death, whether you work in a funeral home, nursing homes, in the hospital, if there's a lot of death in your workplace, it's not even a suggestion. You need a removing attaching spirits bath, period, point blank. And you need to do it on a regular, once a month, for real. for real. So that's really important. You're gonna get your babies either a dog or a small pet, like an alligator or iguana. Interesting. Alligators is not a small pet, okay? Yeah, a lot of people are angry. You're right, Tiara. You're not in customer service anymore, but a lot of people are angry. They are, especially this time of year. People are frustrated. People are stressed. People are angry too because they've been stuck in the house. This pandemic, it's a lot of energy. So I think more now than ever, we should be doing cleansing, especially in the form of spiritual bath. Once you get to the hotel, you'll order. Okay, cool. Yeah, alligator is not a small pet, Brittany. But I learned something very interesting. My man told me about alligators. This is last week. He was like, alligators are immune to getting any disease or sickness because of their skin. Like bacteria and viruses can't break through their skin, so they don't get sick. And I was just like, oh wow, Okay, it's random fact. uh-huh. How many times should you play the attaching spirit removal recording? As many times as you want to. I played it last night for 3 hours. Because there was some energy in this house. And my sons were freaking out last night. They was like, Mom, somebody's knocking. They ran up the stairs like, we saw a man in the altar room. He had a suit on. And they was just freaking out. And it took everything in me not to laugh. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, come on, I'm not going back. We don't want to go downstairs. We saw somebody. I'm like, y'all acting like y'all haven't been around the altar your whole life. These altars been here your whole life, okay? And I'm like, he had a suit. He was this tall. So I'm like, okay, are y'all going to eat dinner or what? No, we're not going downstairs by ourselves. So I had to walk them downstairs. So as we're going downstairs, we see him in the game room. He's there now. I'm like, okay. Let me just play this removing attaching spirits and bring them some peace, okay? So, yeah, it was hilarious, okay? Hilarious. So, speaking of that, I need to make it my business today because their type of recorders aren't on a tablet, and they keep saying, can you fix it? You fix it. We need our God music. They call it God music. We need our God music when we're sleeping, Mom. We can't sleep without my God music. I might have bad dreams. I'm like, okay. And they have medallions too, so they sleep with the medallions under their bed because they can't put them in their pillow. If y'all know how kids sleep, the medallions will be across the room. So I'm saying it to say, sometimes you have to play the removing attaching spirits recording multiple times because some spirits are stubborn. You know, some of them are people, and people are stubborn, and in spirit form they're stubborn too. So you might have to play that a few times. Let's see. Honestly, a small alligator, she puts it in a small cage, will only be as big as an environment. That's true. What Sybil said about the alligator. You watch a lot of Animal Planet, but yeah, that sounds like I'm growing. Like, I respect animals. I love them from afar, but in my space, that's different. It's really, really different. So, yeah, I suggest that you do the remove and attaching spirits bath from your aura, okay? Once a month to remove the attaching spirits from your aura. And you can find that on my website, okay? Attaching spirits is just no different than bacteria. It's no different than you go out and about, you get dirty, you sweat, whatever. It's just part of the human experience, okay? And this is what it looks like, okay? It has a checklist. Behind it, the checklist is there's instructions, okay? The holy water, I pray over the holy water for a minimum of 30 minutes, okay? At minimum. You know, just depending on what the vibe is and the spirit moving through me, you know, I do a lot of praying on the holy water. And soon I'm going to be offering the holy water by itself. So if you just need holy water, you can use holy water for many other things. There's some other rituals and stuff like the abortion ritual / miscarriage ritual that I share on Patreon requires the holy water. So there may be other spells and other rituals and things that you want to do that requires holy water. So I'm going to be posting that soon, hopefully before the end of the month. I'm going to do that. So in that muslin bag is all kinds of goodies and stuff. Like I said, there's a checklist that tells you to make sure you have all the ingredients, and you put it in the bath. You just put it in the bath. Everything's been prayed over, charged, everything. Just put it in the bath. The instructions are there. You need to submerge in the bath, so I suggest you do it on hair day, ladies, okay? Whatever day you plan on washing the hair, or unless you're just a person that doesn't care, you'll just wash your hair because you need to submerge fully into the bath. The bath is going to look disgusting, okay? The water is going to be nasty. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to be pretty. Please don't let it get in your mouth. Keep your mouth closed, okay? Please don't let it get in your mouth. You don't want it in your mouth. It's not going to taste good. So make sure you hold your nose and close your mouth when you go under. And just let it out. Clean out the bath. You know what I mean? The way this bath is set up, if you want to burn some Palo Santos or sage, you can, but you don't have to. If you have Miracle Prayer recording, you can play that during the bath. If you have removing attaching spirits or anything you want to play, whatever your spirit guides you to do, in addition, you can. But I know traditionally you are used to saying, okay, we got to clean the bath out to make sure all the energy go down. Oh no, this energy going down, because what happens is the contents that's inside the Muslim bath, it sticks to those contents. It ain't got no choice but to leave. So you don't have to worry about stuff lingering, okay, with this bath. You don't have to worry about, I need to clean the whole house, or if somebody's in the house, those old traditional ways, you don't have to worry about it with this bath. It's clinging to what's in the Muslim bath. And kids can take the baths at 2. The attaching spirit, the removal of attaching spirit bath, children at under 7 do not need that bath, okay? Most attaching spirits happen between age 7 and 18, okay? Unless you really feel like there's an attached spirit to the child, like you've gotten a download that there's an attached spirit to the child, you don't have to do the removing attaching spirit bath for children under 7, okay? But between ages 7 and 18 is when most humans get their attaching spirits. And also understand that this bath is removing the attaching spirits from your aura, not in your body. Some spirits are in your physical body, okay? But this is particularly for removing them from your aura. So when they remove from your aura automatically gets stronger. When you have attaching spirits in your aura, it weakens the aura, and it allows other attaching spirits to come in, and it allows other attaching spirits to get through your aura to your physical body. Their goal is to get to your soul energy. They're trying to get to they're trying to get to the essence of your soul. Your soul releases the energy. That's the vibration you feel from people. That's the sound. That's your soul. So they're trying to get to that energy because they feed off of that energy. So when you cleanse the aura, you automatically put your defenses back up, right? And it makes your aura strong. It keeps other spirits from coming in, and they usually come as a group, because they usually can't penetrate the aura as one entity. So they usually gang up together and try to push through your aura. But when you're cleansing the aura, it's making your aura strong, okay? Let me go back to what you're saying. Yes, this bath is safe for the drain. All of my baths are safe for the drain, okay? You don't have to worry about that. This is safe for the drain. It's safe for the drain. It's not bulky, okay? It's not. It's safe for the drain. It's safe for the drain. But that's a really good question. Really, really good question. Let's see what else. No, there's not 8 baths in this bag. This, what you see on the screen, is the bath. Everything in that bag needs to go into the water. That whole bottle of holy water needs to go into the water. Okay, the aura cleansing bath is the only bath that doesn't have multiple baths. Use the full content. You need all of it, okay, for it to be effective. You've been seeing the number 33 all week. It looked like somebody just joined the live. Yeah, 33 Angel did just join the live. I had to unattach a spirit from your nephew 3 years ago. Wow, you'll be surprised. A totally different child now. Yes, a lot of times when you see people not acting like themselves, that's what's happened. You spray her with Florida water just to clean her with flowers. Just wanted to make sure she's good as well. Yes, that Florida water and the flowers is good. If you feel like, she might have been like around a negative energy, and she just seems a little off, the protection bath provides protection, but it also does a cleanse. So I would say her little bath water, my protection bath comes in a 16 ounce. Let me pull that up. Okay, this protection bath comes in 16 ounces. It only comes with one. I just have 2 pictures here. For an adult, I say use 8 ounces, so that would be half of it. For a child, you could just put a little bit of splashes in her bath water at night, and that'll cleanse. Like if you know she's been around a controlling person, or she's been around negative energy, or if y'all was together somewhere, she doesn't need much because she's so young, okay? She doesn't need a lot. Came in the door with it. He came in the door with it. Wow. Your friend's son is 9 and he has a very aggressive energy, and it hits her and hits her. Yes, I would suggest that, especially if that's not how he was as a child. I would suggest the removing the aura cleanse for him, the removing touching spirits, the aura cleanse for him. So yeah, Shalala said they ain't getting our auras, we cleansing. That's exactly right. Your son asked him to spray him sometimes. Yeah, that's good. That's some other stuff that I'm going to be working on too, is putting some of this stuff in the form of a sprays, so that you can take it with you on the go. Okay, so here we go. Your son has a little black spot in the middle of his forehead. It's been there since his father passed. Please excuse me. My alarm is going off. It's going to go off again. Can this be related to him some type of way? So, Brittany, I'm going to be honest. This question is a question that you would have to put in a reading. I would have to do a reading to find out about that. Okay? That's not something I can answer in general. Because everybody's situation is different. So, I would have to read. But, yes, this protection bath for kids. The shower cleanse you can use for kids. I don't use as much. I dilute it, okay? So my shower cleanse, it comes in the same size bottle as this, but you would use the whole bottle for the shower cleanse. With a child, I wouldn't use it. Just listen to your spirit. Use a little bit for the shower cleanse for children. But yes. In the refresh bath, if you want to, you can use this for children. I'm not sure if they would necessarily need it. It's for adults, I say use 1/4 cup to a bath. For kids, just, dilute it some. But especially for children under 7. But between ages 7 and 18 is when most people get their attaching spirits, okay? But yeah. And if y'all have suggestions for any other baths, I'm going to open those suggestions probably sometime in January, to be honest. Just because my goal and purpose is to be of a service to all of you, and to be a service to y'all. So, as I know what it is that y'all need, what you're struggling with, it allows me to know how I can be of a service and how I can help, how I can use, my skills to help you. All of the prayers, all of the baths have been prayed over. They've been charged. I have angelic seals and sigils and different things that I charged them with. Yeah, it's not just me. Oh, let me just throw the herbs. Yes, it has the properties of the herbs. It has the properties, because some of them don't have herbs. I'm not going to tell you. Some of my baths, some of the refresh is mineral. Has all kinds of minerals mixed in that. And the aura cleanse has all kinds of stuff mixed in it. So along with those elementals, those are elementals, in their power, everything has been prayed and charged, okay? You bathe your children together, so do I still use it? I wouldn't worry too much about the little ones that you're bathing together. Maybe your older children, Brittany, okay? I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you feel like something's going on with the child, I would say bathe that child separately that day. But I don't really think you're going to have to do too much. Do you recommend the whole bag for the 9-year-old? Yes, I do. The whole thing for the 9-year-old. The whole thing. We want it to be effective. So yes, the whole bath, the whole holy water, all of it for the 9-year-old. That's for the aura cleanse that she's talking about, okay? Because it was removing attaching spirit. Yeah. I don't know how to, I guess, explain it in such a way that makes sense, but yes, it'll be okay. Do you have something to stop your son's feet from growing so fast? No, I don't. Oh, goodness. No, I don't. Your children cry a lot. Then I would suggest, if you want to see what's going to happen, what I would suggest you do is get the shower cleanse bath, and it's going to be a little work on you, mama, but just one day, just put a little bit of that and cleanse them off in the bath with that, and see if that helps with the crying. When I say a little bit, a few drops, not too much, because I know your babies are very young, and they don't need too much. So yes, I hope that answered, questions about everything. Toya, you are hilarious though. I wish I had something for that because my youngest is growing. My youngest is 7 and he wears a size 10, 12, okay? He is huge. But yeah, that should help. I have some other baths that I will be working on. Like I'm working on a healing bath and different things like that. So there will be other baths that I'm working on that you'll see coming in the coming months. I just want to start with this first. I don't want to have so much stuff that is overwhelming. I just want to start with these basic baths, these basic 4 things first, and as things flow, I have plenty of things, plenty of things, and some of the stuff requires a lot more energy for me to pray over. Some of it has to sit in the sun. Some of it has a lot of details to it, but as these go well, and like I said, as I see what it is that you all need, I will begin to provide it. The butterflies in your house are bad. I don't remember this story, Tiara. You had butterflies in the house? You might have to remind me about that. I'm glad this was helpful. I'm glad it was good for you. I'm glad. Oh, I'm always thinking about retreats. Have I started planning a retreat? Not yet. Oh, they're not inside. Oh, that's a beautiful thing to have butterflies then. I would love to have butterflies around my house. But yeah, the retreat is guaranteed and it's gonna happen. I haven't planned anything yet for a retreat for us yet because I haven't got the download for that. But yeah, retreat's gonna guarantee happen once things open back up. And I really just want to see how things are, because I don't want to do the work unnecessarily and start planning for someplace, blah blah blah, and it doesn't work out. I have to really tap into the energy, just of our energy and stuff, and just see what we need and where we are, because y'all are evolving. We're evolving and growing very quickly. So yeah, retreat is guaranteed. Where, how, when, who, and all that, don't know quite yet, but it's happening. Shalana, I did answer the ringing question earlier. I'm gonna put this live on YouTube so you can go back and listen to it. It'll be up there today. And what I've been doing for Patreon members, when I post something on YouTube, I post it in Patreon, so you can go back and watch it. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest though, just to let y'all know, my retreats are an investment. Okay. And it's an investment because there's a certain way things have to flow. I have to outsource things. It's a beautiful experience. I don't think I would do a retreat in Miami. There's places in Florida I would do it, but not in Miami. I like to do my retreat in places that don't have too much energy, too many people. It needs to be a calmness, a peaceness, a stillness, a tranquility. Okay. Yes, islands is very, very, very prominent. Like the retreat I did in Puerto Rico, I did it on the west part of the island, about 2 hours away from San Juan. Beautiful. Our villa was right on the ocean. It was very, very chill. The most prominent energy there was the ocean. It wasn't a lot of people. And that's what you need. I need us to retreat. That's the purpose of the retreat. We need to retreat away from the busyness, the chaos. It usually is in secluded places. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the times, my retreats are you have to fly into a major airport, and then you gotta ride out somewhere. Okay, a few hours, but it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. I'll let y'all know early. I'm not going to put you in a certain situation, but I really can't plan anything right now just because of the way travel is, I know Mexico is open. There's a place at Mexico that I know, but I don't think that's going to be fitting for, sorry, my alarm's going off again. I don't think that's going to be fitting for us and what we would do. I literally, when I plan a retreat, this spirit completely, it pulls a map out, shows me exactly where we're going. It's a very very spiritual experience when I plan the retreat and put it together. It's very magical, okay? Now this what I can, one thing I can guarantee, I can plan a retreat for 2022, but for 2021 I just need to see what's gonna happen before I plan it. So yes, New Orleans energy is still a lot of energy there, okay? That is not the type of energy that I have in my retreats. There's a lot of magic there. There's a lot of hoodoo, voodoo, a lot of stuff practiced there, but that's not my vibration at all. That's not my vibration. That's not the vibration of spirits that are with me. If I was planning a retreat for somebody that was a practitioner of voodoo, hoodoo, that was and it was going to teach about that at the retreat, then New Orleans would be fitting for that. It would be very fitting to have that in that space, okay? So it's about what it's more to it, okay? I'm not going to teach magic at my retreats, okay? That's in terms of that, like that's not what I usually do at my retreats, okay? But I plan retreats for others. I plan retreats for other practitioners and stuff. So for another practitioner that would like to do that, then I would plan those type of retreats in those places. Hi Tay, you came just in time. See how God works? Okay, Tay, I was talking about my retreats. Tay was in my retreat. That's who just came in. She was in my retreat in Puerto Rico, okay? So Tay, if you can, please share your experience or talk about when we went to Rakan, Puerto Rico at that retreat and how it was. So Bali is one place, yes, I would like to go. It's a lot of places. There's a lot of places that have temples. Like I said, it depends on what the purpose of the retreat is, what we're going for. Costa Rica is a good place for retreats. St. Lucia is a good place to retreats. Oh, you was just watching my manifestation video. Thanks. Morocco is a good place. It, like I said, it depends on what we're going for. Okay. It depends on what we're going for. Like my retreat that I did in Rakan, Puerto Rico, which is what Tay is speaking about. It was called Awakening to Self-Love. So that retreat was all about loving the self. It was all about how to pour into yourself. So we were in a secluded place because we need to be with the self. We need to connect with the self. We had comedic yoga. We did rooftop yoga in the morning when the sun rose. So we was on the rooftop next to the pool. The sun would be rising and we'd be doing our comedic yogi poses and taking in sun. Beautiful experience. Like I said, we was right there on the beach too. We had different sessions. I have a chef that made all of our food. We went shopping and got local food. He made all of the food for us, so you didn't have to think about it. We went into the market. We went shopping. We did all kinds of stuff. So she said Rakan changed her life. It started her self-love journey and made her realize that she was codependent. She cried a couple times on that trip, but it was so freeing. So, yes, it just depends on the theme of the retreat, the location, the location and the theme is one. It's a very magical experience. There's very magical energies in different places of the world. So what the retreat is about and location have to be in sync, okay? Tay also says, listen to the waves at night even help with her healing. Because you could. The waves was literally hitting the back porch. You could hear it. Like, it took me a while to adjust because we was on the ocean and it was loud. I sleep light. It took me a while the first night to adjust to sleeping there because the ocean was so loud. So, yeah, I would probably do something similar to Awakening Self-Love, but it'd probably be on a higher level. You know, I did that, what was that, 2017? I've evolved so much since then. I have so many other things. So many different things. I would definitely expand it. It'll be on a whole different level. You know, I have retreat ideas for days. I have a whole notebook. I have retreats planned for couples. I have retreats planned for women. I have retreats for men. I actually do private retreats. So say if you want to get together with you and your girls and you want me to plan a retreat and you have something that y'all want to work on, I'll do that. I actually had somebody come to me, speaking of that, I need to start on it 2 days ago. And they want me to plan a retreat for them. So, and that retreat's going to be in Africa, on the continent. I'm not going to reveal too much about that because it's still exclusive. But it's going to be on the continent, that retreat. Yes, you love listening to the water. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. We did we set intentions and we released lanterns on the beach at nighttime. The last night we was there, so we lit the lanterns and we watched them float. I have some videos and stuff I gotta share with y'all. I have videos, I have pictures and stuff. I still have it. I gotta go get that stuff so that y'all can see some of the things. But it was very, very beautiful. Rakan was amazing. And God showed me Rakan, because I had never heard of it. And I had been to Puerto Rico many a times, but God showed me Rakan. I have some locations out in the mountains that I found that is good for when we want to do that real deep shadow work, as they call it. I don't necessarily use that term, but when it requires you to go within, because when you're in the mountains, when you're in the snow and you're surrounded, you know, yes, it's a beautiful experience, but it's about the internal work. Very symbolic, right? Let's stay in, let's get cozy, let's get in the comfort of it, and in that comfort, let's go within ourselves. What is it that we need to go within ourselves and get and release at the same time, right? Oh, you got the lantern videos too? Yeah. Send them to me when you can. That'll be great. So yeah, retreats. My retreats are amazing. Like, honestly, I think the world had to catch up a little bit with some of my retreat ideas. And I think as time is elapsing and going through some of the things with the pandemic and stuff like that, I think people are going to get on board, because I started, 2017, 2016, 2013 was the first year I did it. I started workshops. So I took the retreat idea and scaled it down to a workshop. So I was doing day workshops. I wanted it to be more than one day, but I had scaled it down into a day workshop. And then I really, like I said, I had some very vast ideas. I think people are in a place where they value that and they're willing to put the investment into it. Because like I said, the retreats are an investment. I have the payment plan set up. I have all of that set up so that you don't have to worry about, you know, doing everything at one time. Yeah, so it's good. The retreats are really, really, really good. They're really refreshing. That retreat in Rakan was shorter than I wanted it to be. Depending on where you're going, I don't think I'm gonna do a retreat less than 5 to 7 days, just to really get the freeing experience. So although everything was good when we went to Rakan, it was still a very rushed experience because we didn't have a lot of time. And we went during the spring equinox that time. That was the springtime when we went, because it was my sister's birthday. But yeah, the retreats, they're magical, seriously. So I just feel like the world had to catch up with my visions and ideas. Please excuse my alarm that keeps going on. My visions and ideas. I can't believe Instagram let me stay on here longer than an hour. I guess they don't change it up for me, but I'm thankful for that. But yeah, it's really cool. I really like to be by some type of water, somewhere in the mountains, somewhere that's very, you know, nature driven, rainforest. Though it has to be connected to the energy of nature and the energy of a vortex of it's detailed with the retreats, but it's beautiful. Okay, all of my retreats include a chef. All my retreats include your meals included. Okay, because the purpose is for you to be retreat. Now, there is openings for you to go and experience and explore wherever we are. So it's not like you are locked down to a schedule and you only have to find that. So you have time to explore wherever we are. You have time to make it feel like a vacation. You still have sessions. We have sessions. which are still optional, but you're there for the sessions. You pay for it. I suggest you go there to sessions, but they always include food. Okay, always include food, because when we're doing the work and you're in a session and now you're hungry, I don't want you to be sitting here like, okay, what are we going to eat? You know, in some of these places, you got to get the taxi. Let's go find something to eat. Like, I don't want that energy while we're in the midst of going through a transformation. Okay. Now, like I said, it may be planned like one evening. Okay, y'all can go out into the city. Dinner's on you. Experience it. Whatever. You have time to decide. Okay, where are we going to go? Who you want to go with? If you want to go by yourself. All of that. So that's included. I like to have some type of yoga, some type of movement, somebody there that's allowing us to move our bodies and things like that. So yes, it depends, LaChauncey, on the food. It depends on what the retreat is about. Now, the self-love retreat, my chef was a vegan chef, but the food was amazing. Okay, this man you wouldn't even know you was eating vegan food, okay? Because he would make some of the best food. He would make some of the best teas just from herbs that he would find locally and boil. I don't even know. He's a Cancer. I don't know how he would transform the food, okay? And it wasn't no processed vegan food, none of that. It was the food was so good. So good. Yeah, like it was good. Like, for real. I forgot about the lasagna. If anybody knows me, I don't play about food. The food has to taste good, okay? It has to taste good. So all of my retreats is not always just vegan. It's not always that. I will always have vegetarian, vegan options for people, but it depends. Like, when I say it's a very holistic experience, it was a very holistic experience. Very, very holistic. I think the only thing that he made that was processed was he made us some crepes. And he had to use some, what did he kind of use? He used some type of flour for it. But all the fruit and stuff that he put I think he made us a fruit salad. I have pictures of all of that stuff. And I had to come across it. I probably will put it in Patreon so y'all can see it. Just so y'all can see the pictures, the videos, and stuff like that. We had a closing ceremony night where we all wore all white. It's a very good experience, okay? Very, very good experience. It's good food, okay? Yes, that's why we're grateful for our teeth, right? To eat food, right? And I don't play about food, so it's gonna be guaranteed good food, because if I don't have good food, I'm not really I don't eat a lot, but it needs to be good. I'm not a happy person if the food's not good. All right, so even when I look for chefs and stuff, like, I'm looking for reviews upon reviews if I haven't had a chance to taste their food myself. But it depends on the theme, you know what I mean, of the retreat, on what the when I say it's detailed, it's detailed. The menu ties into what we're dealing with. The types of movement ties into whatever the topic is. The types of activity ties into it. I remember I planned the retreat that I was planning to Mexico, and I wasn't able to actually do that retreat. I had retail therapy as an activity for us to go shopping. That was a part of the activity. It was a part of the transformation process. Let's go have retail therapy. We're going shopping because it's a form of therapy. So, yeah. So, it depends. So, I like to find chefs that are local because I want to keep the cost affordable. If I have to get a chef and fly the chef out to where we're going, pay for the chef to stay there, stuff like that, I have to increase the cost of the retreat. So I like to still make it affordable. And like I said, if it's a personalized thing, if somebody wants me to personalize a retreat, which I've done, this wasn't even a retreat, I think. This was in St. Lucia. It was over 30 people. And we had 3 villas for that one. That was big. Really big. That was really big, but it was cool. So it was really, really cool. But yeah, I didn't expect to talk about retreats today, but I did. And thanks to the guys and goddesses for bringing Tay on here to speak about it from her experience, because she was there. And I was thinking that as I was talking, I'm like, I wish one of them was here to talk about the retreat, because you know, they got to experience it. My mom was there too. My sister, Tay, was there. A cousin, she brought somebody with her. My energy called you. Yeah, I'm so glad, because I definitely sent the psychic message out, like, I wish one of them was here to talk about the retreat, and you are here. So for real. But yeah, retreat is definitely gonna happen. I just need to see what travel's like, because I don't like restriction. Okay, I don't like restriction. So I don't want to be trying to plan, and I get into this space and I plan it to be in the most beautiful situation. They're like, oh, travel's restricted here. No, not doing it. So like I said, I know for sure that I would be able to plan something for 2022 right now, because I think travel will be very different, but I don't know what travel's gonna look like in 2021. We just don't know for sure. And retail therapy in a place that you've never been is different from retail therapy at home. So for those of you that do know about retail therapy, it's very different. Like, imagine if we do a retreat in Morocco, and we go to the spice bar, bars and the local markets, and we see different fabrics and jewelry and spices and teas, and it's a whole different level of retail therapy. Okay, you get to tap into a part of you that you didn't even know, or just cultural statues and figures and art and just all kinds of things that'll be in those places. So yeah, but we will see. Retreats coming for sure. Retreat is coming for sure. Okay. I appreciate all of you. I thank you for always being here, for us to be here in a collective and supporting me and all of that stuff like that. I bet you was like that in Nigeria. Retail therapy is different when you go to a new place. It's really different, because there's a culture there. Retail is different there. It's different. So yes, I love you too, Tay. I appreciate all of you, and yeah, I'm gonna put this video on YouTube today. I'm working on making my little YouTube art. Okay, I'm getting better at this. Okay, and just one step at a time, get better and better. That's because you didn't take the opportunity to go to Morocco. Toya said she had an opportunity to go to Morocco and she didn't take it. That's because you're going to go with us. It's going to be better with your family, okay? It's going to be better with your spiritual family. But yes, y'all have a beautiful day. It's lunchtime in my house, so I need to go feed my children and give them some lunch, feed myself, and prepare for the rest of the day. So y'all having a beautiful, amazing day. Go back to YouTube, listen to these lives, okay? Listen to what's there. The older lives, like I said, I'm working on slicing and dicing them, because we talked about so much in one setting. I'm working on that. That's going to be a project over time, but they will get up there when they get up there, okay? So y'all have a great day. I will see y'all on Monday, all right? Have a good weekend. Bye.